Good morning, beautiful souls. Rebecca Thompson here. I wanted to share a bit about emotion because as human beings, we can tend to want to fix negative emotion and make everything positive and everything happy. And if you saw my post yesterday about the buzzing, vibrating, incredible, expansive energy that I was in during the day because all of this serendipitous things were happening that I had put out into the universe, and they were just ching, 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 happening, pure gold, literally in physical form and in every other way possible. And then I came to my painting last night, and some of you may know that I am doing a 22-day painting of Tara in meditation, so very intuitively. And I have to admit that yesterday I realized I had been getting a little attached to the different layers. And I was aware of this, right? I was aware of this going, oh, I quite like this. I quite like this. And the first challenge was her face, and I've kind of tweaked her face and now I quite like it. Well, yesterday it was time to firm up her body, and this brought up stuff. So here she is now. This is a bit vulnerable. Here she is now. I'm not a fan of her body. It's a bit better than it was last night. I've actually had another session painting this morning. But I was actually in tears last night. Not with painting. I did the painting, but afterwards I sat and I was like, whoa, I can feel the bubbling up of grief, of letting something go that I felt was beautiful, that I had attached worth and beauty to. And it was really uncomfortable to sit with that and feel the emotion coming through without attaching any story to it. And here's the really awesome thing that also happened yesterday, was that I went to go and watch the full moon rise. And when I got there, it was super cloudy. But straight away, my feeling was how magical, because you know what? The moon was still there. Just because you can't see the moon behind the clouds doesn't mean it's not there. Do we only celebrate what we can see? Or are we learning to tune into the unseen? So I actually felt this incredible mystery and magic last night. The sky was amazing. You knew the moon was there, but you couldn't see it. There was a real beauty and mystery in the magic of that, right? Hello, beautiful souls. So many of you jumping on. Welcome, Kim, Valerie, Jivan. Who else have we got? Sky, Christine, Lorraine, so many. Thank you so much. I'm sharing about the contrast of emotion that I went through yesterday, from like fully expanded, super excited, really in that kind of brilliance. Everything is happening for me. And of course, everything is still happening for us when we go into challenging emotion. And I went into some challenging emotion when I was firming up the framework or the body of my beautiful Tara here. And so as I was saying, on the beach at the full moon, still being able to appreciate the magic even though the moon wasn't there, or wasn't visible, sorry, was still there. And this is just a perfect analogy for your soul self, and your radiance and your joy and your peace is always there. It is unwavering. Your beauty is always there, and it is always everywhere. Even if you can't quite see it at the moment, it's there and it's immeasurable. But it is also perfect. And it is like the clarity and peace in the mind. You know, clouds pass by like they were in front of the moon yesterday. And doesn't mean the blue sky isn't always there. When you go up in the plane, the blue sky is there. And yesterday, just when I sort of surrendered to perhaps the moon not coming up, of course she arose in all of her glory. And she was in a slightly different spot to where I had my gaze. So also hilarious, right? Well, sometimes we put our attention on is not exactly where things flourish and bloom. It's always often a little bit laterally. And I find that quite often, right? When you surrender into the process of your life without labeling something as good or bad or trying to fix it or change it, things blossom unexpectedly often from where you thought they might blossom. And it is all a celebration. So as I came back to my painting this morning, I could really still honor all of the beauty, all of the layers. There are now 14 layers to Tara here, and she's going to keep evolving, and our life keeps evolving, and you can't attach to one layer of your life or one aspect of your life because you think it's more beautiful or more successful or more happy or more radiant than everything else. Everything is the most beautiful gift. And even in my tears last night, having doing this work for a while, I was able to sit in the beauty of actually what was coming up, around releasing, around acknowledging the beauty no matter what, around surrendering, around letting go, around everything is imperfectly perfect and it's okay. And you also get a chance in every breath, every day, every moment to tweak things, right? To tweak things. So I'm a little happier with her now. But it doesn't matter, right? It really doesn't matter. So what is the underlying core message here? The core message is embrace all of your emotion, because your most joyful emotions, yes, are precious, but don't try and hold on to them too tightly, because everything else needs to move through, and your challenging emotions are often your greatest teachers. They will be your greatest teachers. And the more that you can soften into, allow, and sit curiously and allowing and loving with your challenging emotions, the more quickly they're going to move through. Yeah, the more quickly they're going to move through. And you're going to find that unwavering peace, that unwavering joy, you can connect to that reservoir no matter what, no matter even in those darkest moments. There is a refuge there, as per the teachings of Tara and many philosophies, that there is a refuge deep within you of stillness. And when we practice our presence in that place, we can handle anything. Believe me, I went through some huge global portals of pain when I was out at Uluru recently. You can hold anything when you accept it lovingly, allow it, and sit with it in deep presence. Yeah, if you need some assistance around presence, you're like, that's all very well, but I don't actually know how to be present with myself, then reach out, pop a little message below here or PM me, because that's what I'm all about, is allowing, is teaching you how to be present to yourself so that you can allow these emotions to move through, so that they become a pathway to enlightenment, the enlightenment that's already within you, but the unveiling of that light within you, it becomes a pathway to that as opposed to an obstacle. Right? There are no obstacles. There really are no obstacles. The path is right there. And everything that appears as a little challenge is actually a golden opportunity. It really is. But unfortunately, we're not taught how to be present with our emotion. We're taught to suppress it, make it feel better, dull it, get over it. And that is not the pathway through, not in my experience. So anyway, have a beautiful day. If you want help with presence, you know where to come. And Tara and I wish you the most amazing Friday. And yeah, some of you coming to our Sacred Music Night tonight at Burpengary. If you don't know about that, check it out, because it's going to be a big one. I'm going to be sharing some sacred chants from the desert that came through. Tara's going to be joining us. And yeah, it's going to be pretty special. All right, gorgeous ones. Have the most amazing day. Welcoming everything and all that is in gratitude. Much love.